Right, former Tourism Minister and ANC National Executive Committee member Derek Hanekom says he does not regret plotting with the EFF to remove former President Jacob Zuma. Hanekom is now suing the former president for 500,000 rands for defamation, following Zuma's tweet calling Hanekom a known enemy agent. The case was heard by the Durban High Court today. We crossed our reporter Mlungisi Khumalo in Durban. Mlungisi, run us through the court proceedings today.
Okay. A good evening to our viewers at home and a good evening to you too, Francis. Look, it's been a very, very interesting day today. I mean, it's been a marathon of arguments today at the Durban High Court. And yes, like you mentioned earlier on, that the matter was heard at the Durban High Court. Let me just give you just a brief overview. We arrived in court at around 9 a.m. this morning. And by the way, court proceedings only began at about 10:30 a.m. And you know, Derek Hanekom actually arrived maybe just about 2 minutes just before the court proceedings could actually start. Look, he was in a very, very jolly mood. He greeted everybody. He greeted some of his ANC comrades. I mean, I must mention this, that the YCL, the Young Communist League, was actually there in court. The Young Communist League in KwaZulu-Natal, they were there in court to come and support Derek Hanekom. And also, just to name some of the people who were there, an ANC stalwart and an MK veteran was also there in court, and a number of ANC members in the province of KwaZulu-Natal had come out in their numbers to support Derek Hanekom. And also, we remember, Francis, that on July the 22nd, Julius Malema told EFF supporters that Derek Hanekom was among the many ANC members in Parliament who actually plotted and wanted to work with them to plot to oust the former President Jacob Zuma. And he did say that Derek Hanekom actually met with Godrich Gardim and gave them a few names of the people who were willing to work with the EFF. And of course, we understand that about 2 days later, on the 24th of July, former President Jacob Zuma then took to Twitter, where he actually hit back and left Derek Hanekom, saying that it is a known fact that Derek Hanekom is actually a known agent. Now, in court today, Derek Hanekom's lawyers actually argued that that statement actually insinuates and implies that Derek Hanekom is a known apartheid spy that's worked together with the apartheid government. And of course, interestingly enough, Jacob Zuma's lawyers have actually denied this. They said, no, there's no way that their client Jacob Zuma would actually call Derek Hanekom a known apartheid spy, because this is a person that he has worked with the ANC, and they actually have a relationship. And Derek Hanekom's lawyers actually went as far as saying that the reputation...
So his lawyers are saying that calling someone a known enemy agent is not the same as calling them a spy. Very quickly.
Indeed, yes, that's what they actually said. Because in fact, they said to them, what former President Jacob Zuma actually meant, he meant that working and colluding with opposition party to remove a president that has been elected within the ANC and a president that has been elected by the country is actually being an agent. So, right. So that was actually the argument. Interestingly enough, for them actually in their behalf, they thought this was actually the strongest argument, because they said to them, the mere fact that Derek Hanekom went out to work and collude with the EFF, that alone makes him an agent. And of course, we heard Derek Hanekom saying in court that the reputation that this matter has actually done, the damage to his reputation that this matter has actually done is actually a lot. In fact, he went as far as saying that he has now gotten death threats from some people. He says that he is no longer safe within society. Yeah. And he says some ANC members and some ANC leaders have now distanced themselves from him.
Mlungisi, we've run out of time, but very quickly, did he respond to what Jacob Zuma has said, that this is a political issue, it shouldn't be playing out in the courts?
He did not actually respond to that. He actually said to us that this is not a personal matter against Zuma. It is just a matter of principle. He says that Jacob Zuma must come out in public and actually clear his name. He must tell the whole entire country that he was never an apartheid spy, and he must make that very clear. He says, should he win this matter, should the courts actually pronounce that Jacob Zuma should pay him 500,000 rand, he would actually take that money himself and donate it to Corruption Watch. And we also understand now that Derek Hanekom wants former President Jacob Zuma to make a public apology, and he wants him to remove the tweets within 24 hours. Of course, judgments in court today was actually reserved. We now find out that by the court that judgments will actually be passed on next week, Francis.
All right, thank you very much, Mlungisi Khumalo, our reporter, and we'll bring you that judgment when it's handed down next week.